Hello everyone, January's Legends Club month about to come to a close, and what a month it's been. The junior legends were fantastic. Great to have the wall of Zoom members, all the Legends Club members joining us. You could be a Legends Club member for just $15 a year, don't forget, and enjoy a barrel load of benefits, including some great discounts with all our wonderful sponsors there. And what about our official airline, Turkish Airlines? They will be the airline flying some of our lucky members to the UK to take in a Premier League game of their choice with the legend of their choosing just as soon as the borders open up again. I hope you're safe and well wherever you're watching in the world. Right, this is the extra time really of the Legends Club show because it's our final show of the month, so it's time to once again welcome Lee Sharpe joining us live via Zoom from Spain. Lee, many thanks. You've been great value. All the kids love talking to you, the members love talking to you. In fact, it makes me sick. Everyone seems to like you.
Don't believe the hype.
Now, I'm going to just touch on a couple of questions, and there's not many really that the junior legends and the Legends Club members haven't touched upon. But going back to the start of your career, and you mentioned it, I think, when you were chatting with one of the Legends Club members, when you mentioned those letters YTS. Now, football's obviously, life's changed a lot in the last 12 months, never mind the last 25 years. But going back to your early days when you started at Torquay, just give us a rundown of how your career developed, because you said you were a Villa fan, you are from Hell's Owen, you're from the Midlands. How did you end up at Torquay? And tell people that aren't familiar with it how it used to be for footballers in the olden days with the old YTS scheme, because that was the pathway to professionalism back then.
Yeah, well, I was a schoolboy at I signed schoolboy forms for Birmingham City, my dad's favourite team when I was 15. They let me go at 16, so that I had the ability, but I lacked aggression to be a top flight player, so they let me go. A few of my pals went down to Torquay on trial. One of the lads' granddads knew someone at Torquay, got us a trial, played 3 games in 3 days and got offered a YTS, which a YTS, for anyone that doesn't know, was with a youth training scheme where I think the government paid some of the money to companies to employ people fresh from school. So at 16, moved to Torquay, which is 300 miles away from my mum and dad's home, got put in digs with a Scottish family, husband and wife with 2 kids. 2 lovely kids, and that was it. I think I was on about £27.50 a week, which to try and survive on was absolutely impossible. And then I sort of got myself into the first team early on. I came on as sub against Tottenham in a League Cup tie at White Hart Lane. Came on as sub in a local derby against Exeter just before Christmas, and then after Christmas played a little bit more regular. And then Manchester United spotted me, and I signed for Manchester United when I was 17. So very lucky to get the start I did at the club I did, and have the digs, and the family that I stayed with was really fortunate as well, moving away from home and having such a good family to stay with. So a little bit of a left field entry into football, but a good one.
But, there are stories that did the rounds, like Jamie Vardy famously took him forever and a day, went down the pyramid and then came back up, but he didn't reach the top of the pyramid again till his mid to late 20s. For you to be let go by Birmingham and then kind of get noticed at Torquay, a lot about football, I'm sure, is right place, right time, but there must have been something that clicked in you as a footballer during that time that lifted you up a couple of notches. Can you put your finger on what it was, or did you always have the ability and they were just muppets at Birmingham that didn't see it?
I think it was Cyril Knowles, the manager at Torquay at the time, was the guy that played for Tottenham. Nice One Cyril was the song they used to sing about him at Tottenham. Unbelievable player, left back, the sweetest left foot I've ever seen. He was aggressive, he was big, he was strong. And he used to have, there were 6 first-year apprentices, 6 second-year apprentices, and he used to have us playing murder ball, little 5-a-side competition on a little concrete car park at the ground at Playmore at Torquay. And there was no rules apart from you weren't allowed to punch, but anything else sort of went. So we kicked lumps out of each other. You had to learn how to protect yourself and how to look after yourself. He put that aggression in me with murder ball. He gave me the confidence and in my ability when he picked me and put me in the first team. So Cyril Knowles really is the man that sort of took me from sort of that level to that level.
Yeah. Every time I hear that song now, nice one, Cyril, nice one, son, nice one, Cyril, let's have another one. I shall think of you now, Lee, where before I just thought of Tottenham Hotspur. Now I shall think of you. That's a great, I love that little anecdote. Now, obviously, so you get the move to Manchester United. Everyone always gets asked this. You were still at a very young age when you went to Old Trafford. Did you know what you were walking into, or did it even knowing they're a big club, did it still blow you away once you got there?
No, it absolutely scared me to death. I was absolutely petrified. I went from Torquay as a 16-year-old kid and an apprentice doing, picking up kit, taking the kit to the laundrette the next day after the game, putting divots back on the pitch after the game under the floodlights, cleaning terraces, sweeping stands, to go into Old Trafford, where there were multiple restaurants around the ground. There were so many staff. We had our own fresh kit rolled up in a towel every morning. There were 3 dressing rooms at the training ground with apprentices, reserves and first team. We had a canteen with dinner ladies that cooked us breakfast and lunch every day. It was just a different animal, different scale, and I was petrified for quite a while. I played with lots of fear, lots of nerves for the first few months until I got myself sort of accustomed to it. But the players there, so many good players with loads of ability that didn't even get a sniff of the first team. I just turned up and thought, what the hell am I doing here, to be fair?
Well, 3 Premier Leagues, 2 FA Cups, a League Cup and a Cup Winners' Cup later. I think you know what you were doing there. And of course, PFA Young Player of the Year. Now, I'm kind of making it a bit naff by saying this and not asking the question, because everyone, you're the original superstar footballer in the 90s, and everyone trots out like, oh, Lee, do you think you've fulfilled your potential? And I've just listed the CV there, which kind of makes that question redundant. But I do have to ask you this, because we talked earlier about going to Torquay, right place, right time, after Birmingham had, sort of let you go as a very young 16-year-old. Can you pinpoint another part of your career where maybe it was wrong place, wrong time, where if you could do it again, say you wouldn't have gone to Sampdoria or you wouldn't have gone from United to Leeds, because I'm sure you had multiple offers on the table when you chose Leeds. Is there one thing that sticks in your mind where you'd like to have seen what would have happened if you'd have taken a different path after United?
I think, well, when Leeds came along, the manager had put, I hadn't played regular for probably a couple of seasons before I left. And the manager put a pretty big transfer fee on my head, so it scared a few teams off. The one thing that I do sort of look back at, I was sat, just before I left United, I was sat in a jacuzzi. We'd been on I don't know, we were at a game or a pre-season or something. We were sat in a jacuzzi in a hotel, and there's 3 or 4 of us in this jacuzzi, and Jordi Cruyff had just signed for the club. And we were chatting about football and different teams and different managers, and Jordi Cruyff turned to me and says, Sharpe, how come you've never gone to Barcelona? I said, Jordi, they've never come in for me. I said, if I had a chance to go to Barcelona, I would swim there. And he said, well, you were top of my dad's shopping list for 2 years. And I didn't get to hear about this. So I was a little bit gutted about that, to say the least. And then after that, I don't know. Sampdoria was a decent move for me. It didn't quite work out because David Platt got hounded out after me being there a month. And then I went to Portsmouth on loan from Bradford, and that is with Graham Ricks as manager. And I love Graham Ricks and what he did for me as a manager. And I'd love to have gone down there full time, but unfortunately, Bradford wouldn't let me go at the time. So that was probably wrong time, wrong place.
Yes, again, it's one of those things, isn't it? When you look at your CV and when your career, you travelled the world, you've won more trophies than 99% of Premier League footballs, let alone footballers everywhere else in the pyramid. So you must look back and think, I had a great time and I enjoyed it thoroughly. There's no regrets as far as you're concerned, really.
No regrets. I think, mentally, and you're in a certain place at a certain time to deal with a certain situation, and that's what you do. I think it was a bit difficult at times at United because the manager was so aggressive and so on my case all the time, and probably was a little bit of a bully and scared me a little bit too much, that I didn't get to play my own game with the amount of freedom that I would have liked to have done. I always played with a nervousness and an edginess because I knew the manager was going to pick up on any mistake I made. But, I was very fortunate to play for an unbelievable team with unbelievable players and people. Not only were they great players, they were great people as well. And a great camaraderie, and the same at Leeds. Great players, great camaraderie. Bradford also staying in the Premier League was an incredible journey. So yeah, I think I probably could have played longer and played better at times, but no, I certainly wouldn't swap it for the world. Do
you ever run into Alex Ferguson today? I mean, I don't know if he's on your Christmas card list, but do you ever bump into him at functions or anything? Is it all civil now?
I don't think he's on any list of mine. I don't think I'm on any list of his. Now, one of the last times I saw him, he totally ignored me. He gave me the silent treatment, walked straight past me. He said hello to one of the other old players and didn't even say hello to me or shake my hand. So I don't think he's my friend at the moment.
Okay, time heals all wounds. If he can talk to Beckham, he can talk to you, surely. Right, and finally, you've touched on this with some of the junior legends and our members, but you're obviously in Spain now, where hopefully you and your family are safe and well, kind of trying to shield everyone from this horrendous COVID situation that's ongoing. But golf golf and family are the two most important things in your life, in reverse order, of course. Family and golf, the two most important things in your life right now.
Well, while I'm sat here without the family, the golf's the most important. When I go back in that room with the kids, this is they're obviously more important. We've come over to Spain. We came over for a few months to see if we liked it. We absolutely love it. Love the climate, the people, the way of life. So we're going to try and work out a way to stay here permanently. Like I said, I've turned pro at golf, trying to get on the seniors. So I'm 49 now, so the seniors starts me anytime now from 50 onwards. So try to improve the game and get competitive at that. And then the kids are in school over here. They love it. Happy kids, happy wife, happy life. What more can I say?
Well, Lee, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for your time, because as I said on one of the earlier shows, I know we dragged you off the driving range. So thanks for your time. Stay safe. Love and best wishes to all your family for the rest of 2021. Thanks, Lee. See you soon.
Thanks so much.
Take care.
Thank you.
Lovely. Wonderful to hear from Lee Sharpe on January's Legends Club. Keep checking back. We can't confirm whose February legend is yet, but we'll let you know via the One Play Sports and the Legends Club Facebook page just as soon as we can. In the meantime, the biggest thanks in the world to Lee Sharpe, and of course thanks as well to all our sponsors, the official airline at Turkish Airlines. Got to thank our friends at Aladdin as well, the Exchange Bar, Heroes, The Noir, Muddy Murphy, Smith, Sahara, Akin, Pickerton, Trouble Brewing, Expat Living, Starbalm, Nestia, and of course not forgetting our African friends at the agency Resolve. That just about does it for January's Legends Club. What a great way to start the new year. And don't forget to keep checking back to find out who our February legend will be. But for now, stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you next time on One Play Sports and the Legends Club.